Hey guys, I just gotta say this while it's fresh. Um, so for too many years, so many years that I feel like I've always known this, right here at least, and believed it. Um, the Bible says that no one can be drawn to the Spirit, but by the Spirit. It has to be the Spirit's moving, you know. So in knowing that, I know that no one can change unless the Spirit changes them. So that may be why I put up with so much from people, particularly in my significant other relationships. That also may be why I really don't try to convert people. I know what the Bible says. A person can only be drawn to the Spirit except by the Spirit. And I used to, before I really knew that though, this was like 20 years ago, I was that evangelical, religious, flesh, try to convert you Christian. But anyways, once I knew that, and I guess I did know it a lot in my spirit. I really don't try to convert people. I just love them and accept them as they are, except for my significant other. But the thing is like knowing that, if you know that and you stick by people and you have one iota of the mind of Satan still living around in your flesh member, speaking somewhere deep seated in you that God isn't really good, then when the person doesn't start changing, you get resentful at God and angry at God and asserting your rights and what you're not going to put up with and whatnot. You don't trust God with your life's outcome, and or with others. And like you can't carry a cross for anyone else if you don't believe that God's good. And I do believe that God's good. Now, it was back on Brown Chapel Road where that started to finally take root in me, and I didn't have any reason to believe that he was good. As a matter of fact, he let all the banshees of hell present every evidence, factual evidences, why he wasn't good. And it was in that that Christ rose up in me and finally screamed, "He's good. I don't care what happens." I can't explain it. I can't explain why he's good, but he is. So this might not mean much to you guys, but this is a shifting for me. Like I'm finally figuring out through the Spirit where the I don't know. I don't know how to explain it, man. It goes against all anything that the world has taught me about boundaries and my own rights, and all of that shit's good, but it's not. It's a bunch of bullshit, man. And it's really the root of it is how life can serve me and how others can serve me. When I look back at my first marriage, I walked out of that marriage because I was still a little girl and and because of worldly psychology, basically. Like, I want to apologize to you, Jane, because for not being a woman. There was no reason for me to walk out of that marriage except for the fact that I wasn't ready to quit using. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. I'm just going to go ahead and end this because I don't have the words to articulate it. Just God brought me into something I've been wrestling with. Like, I couldn't make fit. Like, I know I got all this dirty worldly wisdom and teaching, recovery teachings and codependency teachings, and I know that there's a bunch of fallacy in them and a lack of trust in walking in the Spirit and a lack of wholeness in God. And it's just now hitting me, like I've always known that no one can change except by God's Spirit. That's why I don't try to change other people. I just offer myself to God as best I know how to be a vessel of love and acceptance to them. And maybe sometimes that trips me up, but I'm okay with that. If I got to take a trip up to love someone, I'm okay with that. He's got me in the end. He'll reroute me. He'll redirect me. He'll maintain me. He'll reel me in. But that little seed in me that had to be exposed at one point, and fairly recently, in the past couple of years, was that deep down I did not believe that God was really good. So I didn't get resentful at the person or my significant other, really, and I would keep forgiving them, but really I was angry as hell at God. And I've been saying recently to God, I want to be as comfortable in the dark as I am in the light. And I don't think people understand what I mean by that. I want to be as unmoved in hell as I am in heaven. If I'm in the pits of despair, if I'm in the pits of backstabbing, betrayal, I want to be okay and unmoved because I'm walking in Him, because I'm secure in Him, because I trust in His goodness no matter what things appear like. I want to be okay with suffering if I have to suffer. I don't want to be walking around. I don't want it to be freezing weather and I'm having problems with my furnace. And then on the 3 warm days that I have, I still find something to complain about. I didn't get enough done because my brain's so messed up. The truth is like I'm in a house that is falling apart. I'm living real crazy right now. You should see how I cook and what I'm cooking around because my house is such a disaster and there's stuff that's been here for 6 months. And, it takes me 5 hours to clean out one corner of this house when I do clean it because it's that bad. But, like, I'm fucking tickled pink in a way that I'm back in my home. I'm not being a burden on living with somebody else. And I'm going to be able to have my girls out here again. I'm real grateful for that, and I'm sorry, God, I complain when you give me the warm days, and I think that I don't get enough done. I get done everything that you want me to, and that's enough. And if I got to borrow money from Cash App to keep my electric on, that's the provision you gave me, right? For this time. I will borrow from Cash App. And if I need more money later to pay Cash App back, we'll see. But I bet he provides for it when the time comes. I don't have to keep worrying about my life all the time. Every detail. Examining it, looking at all contingencies all the time, wearing myself out. I can trust God. And I can accept any crosses that he brings into my life. I love you guys. I just had a morning epiphany. I mean, it's something he's been niggling in my little spirit for days. Maybe even longer. I don't know. It's just the way he works with me. He's real gentle, subtle. Gives me a little shed. Little spark of this, little spark of truth here, and then just starts forming it whole, and it just hits me. I love you, Jordan. Make amends with your dad. I love you.